Hi, I'm Mrs. Cecila. I teach the DO classroom. I have a book that I love here called Unwind. My students actually said this was their favorite read aloud last year, and the author is Neal Shusterman. And there are 4 others in the series. This is a dystopian and science fiction book. This book has 3 main characters that give their perspectives. This book talks about between the ages of 13 and 18 you can be unwound, which means your organs will be transplanted into other bodies. So if your parents don't like the way you're behaving, they can choose to have you unwound. So you better behave. My favorite part in this book, I would have to say, is when the characters go to the graveyard where all the dead planes are, and one of the characters lives on Air Force One. And it describes how Air Force One looks, and it really gets into details about this character who you come to learn a lot about, and about his family dynamic, and he plays a very important role in this book, and it's very mysterious at first, and you go through a lot of emotions with this character. So I highly recommend Unwind and any Neal Shusterman book.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Webb, one of the counselors here at Rotolo Middle School. Definitely in my time not at Rotolo, I love to read. So this summer, which is the time that I get to read a lot, some of the books that I got to read was The Madman's Daughter by Megan Shepherd, which I found really interesting. It takes place in London in the 1800s and follows a girl who, she is the madman's daughter, and she starts to learn about her father, what he did, why they think he's a madman. Definitely has some twists and turns that you're not expecting. So definitely a great book that I would recommend for anyone to have some time to read. Also, I had read Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell, which was another great book, very different from The Madman's Daughter. This is more current times and things that you guys can really relate to. It talks about being different and how it can be really cool to be different. And there's 2 people, Eleanor and Park, who connect, who are very different from one another, but then find a lot in common that helps to connect them and kind of improve both of their lives. It's a very interesting book because working in a school, it's stuff that I see every day and stuff that I think kids really relate to. So just 2 great books. Keep reading. I know I love reading, and it's something that I do to relax at the end of the day when I get home, and whenever I have a little extra time. So hopefully you guys will enjoy these books and keep on reading.
Tell me when you're ready.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Mr. Carlson, and I teach 8th grade language arts, and I want to take a couple minutes and tell you about a really fantastic book. It's called The Compound, and it's written by a woman named S.A. Bodine. And I've read the book a couple of times, and I've read it to a couple of my classes, and I tell you, I've hardly ever had a book that is so well liked by some of my own students. I guess you'd call the book science fiction or adventure, and the basic story is that the world goes into nuclear war, and the United States is attacked, and one of the main characters, the father, is a huge-time billionaire, and he has built this underground compound, and he is able to get most of his family down in there before the nuclear blast affects them. Well, that's what we think, but there are tons of twists and turns. The characters are not who we think they are, and it just really keeps you, well, like they say, on the edge of your seat. Really fantastic book. And we are so excited that she chose then to write a sequel called The Fallout. And as you can see by the bookmarks, my classes, or a few of my classes, are reading it right now. We're so excited to be able to jump back into the story with the same characters. We don't know where it's going yet, but we're really charged up about reading it.